Hello, it's Shane from Kaneva here. I'm just making a video to show the before and after of the preview fixes for Kaneva. And the way you're going to be able to tell the difference is if I'm on Shino 1, that means I'm on production. And if I'm on Shino 2, that means I'm on preview. Okay, so the first bug was the movement helper does not snap to the world grid. And what it means is you'll see that right now it is 0.25, so when I press down it should go to 1 because the grid snap is set to 1. So I'm going to press down and you'll see that it goes to 0.25. Now if I was to drag this object it would be snapped to the world grid. As you can see, when I'm dragging it, it moves in the grid of 1 rather than leaving the 0.25. So let's try that same thing on preview. And as you'll see, I've got it set with all the same settings. And I will press the down arrow again, and you'll see this time it snaps to the world grid, same as it does while dragging. So that's the first bug. Okay, so the next bug was when moving a sound using the movement helper, the widget would not follow the sound. So to test this, we're just going to select the sound, close the menu, and then try and move the sound using the widget helper. As you can see, the widget is still in place. Now let's try this in preview. Same idea, select the sound, close the menu, and move using the movement helper. And you'll see that the widget then follows the sound. Okay, so the next bug was the multi-object rotation pop. And what this is if you have more than one object selected, and then you rotate it, move it, and rotate it again, it pops out of its angle. Okay, so let's try the same bug on preview. I'm going to select both objects, rotate it, move it, and rotate it again. You'll see that it works just fine. Okay, so the next bug was that the rotation on the movement helper will rotate backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use right and show you that the wall will rotate left. So I selected the wall, I clicked to rotate right, and the wall turns to the left. Now let's do the same thing on the preview. Select the wall, try and rotate right, and as you see it actually rotates right. Okay, so the next bug is when in an edit box the delete key is not captured. What this means is if I select a wall and I select this edit box down here and I press the delete key, the wall is removed. So let's try that on preview. I'm going to select the wall, select the edit box, press the delete key, and the wall still stays there. Okay, so the next bug is that the coordinate system displays the widget position rather than the object's position. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to select two walls and move the walls with grid snap turned on. And as you can see, the X position is 3 and the Z position is 12. So when I deselect these walls and then reselect both of them, you'll see that they have changed, which shows the widget was being displayed and the objects were not. Okay, so let's test this in preview. Same idea, select two walls, move them, and you'll notice that it's 10.84 and 11.46. If I deselect it and reselect it, 10.84 and 11.46. It was showing the correct position. Okay, so the next bug I'm going to demonstrate is the multi-object rotation snap. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to select more than one object, and I want you to watch this figure here, and just to show that I have my snap settings to set rotate, and I have it set to 5. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this. If you watch that number, you'll see that it's not rotating only on the snapping, it's going to decimal points and stuff. So now let's move over to the preview and do the exact same test. And on preview, I've got two objects selected, and when I rotate, you see that it only rotates for the 5. Okay, so the next one is the multi-object unlimited rotation for the coordinates. So I'm going to select two objects, switch to rotation, and then I've got my snap settings set to rotation with a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to rotate it until it goes higher. As you can see, I'm now at 855 degrees. Whereas if I do this on preview, with the same snap settings, and rotate it plus 45, it will reset to 0 every time it gets higher than 359. Okay, so the next one is multi-object rotation undo redo pops. And what this means is when I select more than one object, and I move it, then rotate it, then move it, then rotate it, then move it, then rotate it, and then I try and undo that, undo, 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 and then if I redo it, you see what happens? It pops. So that each object gets its own rotation. So let's do the same thing on preview and see if it still has the problem. So same again. Move it, rotate it, move it, rotate it, move it, rotate it, then undo, 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 and redo. No problem. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show is the multi-object rotation first click jump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select two items, then I'm going to click this rotate button, and you see it jumps, and every key after that will do the grid snap of 5, which I have set in the settings. Okay, so let's test this in preview. Same thing, select two items, then click rotate, and it's just fine. The next one I'm going to do is the new placement object's rotation when dropped. So this is production, and when I drop this 8x8 cube, go to rotation, you will see the rotation is set to 270. Now if I go to preview and do the exact same thing, you'll see the rotation is set to 0, which makes more sense. Okay, so the next bug is that the sound edit menu pops up even on multi-selection of sounds. So to demonstrate, I'm going to click the first sound and you'll see the menu pops up. I'm going to close that menu, then select the other sound and you'll see the menu pops up again for the second sound. So let's test the same on preview, and same thing, select the first sound, the menu pops up, select the second sound, no menu. Okay, so the next bug is the multi-object initial start rotation, and to show what I mean by that is I'm going to select two objects, put the rotation, and you'll see the rotation starts at 90 degrees. Now if I do this in preview, you will see that the rotation starts at 0 degrees. Okay, so the next one is the undo redo of object snaps doesn't work. So to demonstrate, I'm going to take an object. I have my snap settings set to object, and I've got it set to 2 right now. And I'm going to drag it near this object, and you'll see it's snapped. And then I'm going to action undo, action redo, and it does not keep its snap coordinates. So let's test this in preview. Select the object, move it close. You'll see it's snapped. Then actions undo, actions redo. You'll see that it's kept its snap coordinates. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is the undo redo of an object texture. So I'm going to select an object, open patterns, put a pattern on it, undo the pattern, and redo the pattern. As you can see, the pattern did not return. Let's test this in preview. Open the pattern, apply the pattern, undo the pattern, and redo the pattern. As you can see, the pattern came back. Okay, for this bug, it's just the undo redo of picking up an object doesn't work. So I've got an object here, I've got it textured, and I'm going to pick it up, then I'm going to undo it, and as you can see, the object came back with the wrong rotation and no texture. Now I'm going to test the same thing on preview. Select the object, pick it up, undo it, and as you can see, the object came back with the correct texture and in the correct position. Okay, so the next bug is the undo and redo of an object pickup will leave the widget behind. So if I select the object and I pick it up, then I go to actions, undo, actions, redo, you'll see that the widget is left behind. Let's test the same bug on preview. Select the object, pick it up, go to actions, undo, actions, redo. As you can see, no widget. Okay, so the next bug fix was the undo redo history is reset upon entering build mode. So to demonstrate this, if I select a wall and move it, then exit build mode, open build mode, and try and undo, it doesn't work. If I go to preview, do the same thing, select the wall, move the wall, exit build mode, open build mode, and undo, I can undo the movement. Okay, so the next bug was that the object list menu is not updated upon copy and paste. So I'm going to select an item, copy it, and paste it, and note how it is not added to the menu. Okay, let's do the same thing on preview. I'm going to open the menu, select the object, copy the item, paste item, and as you can see, it's added to the menu. Okay, the next bug is the undo redo of an item will not update the object list menu. So open an object list menu. So I'm going to remove the item and then undo it, and as you can see, it's not returned to the menu. Do the same thing on preview. Open the object list, pick up the item, undo it, redo it, and as you can see, it's removed or added back.